Hey guys, this just came out of the oven. We're in the middle of plating it up and we're about to have some dinner. It is a delicious bacon wrapped pork chop with a side of some sweet potatoes and apples. Goes great with that pork. You're going to love it. Jump on in and make it with me. Hi, I'm Mary Catherine and welcome to my table. I'm so glad you're here today. We are going to do another one pan dinner. We're going to make everything on a sheet pan for your dinner tonight and it's going to be delicious. Let me show you the ingredients we're going to use. We're going to use some pork chops and we're going to wrap them in some bacon. And then we're going to make a little rub of some spices with some brown sugar, some onion powder, garlic powder, parsley, black pepper, and a little bit of salt. Then we're going to come in with some veggies and fruits. We're going to have some apples and some sweet potatoes and a little bit of olive oil. And that is all we need to make a delicious dinner for tonight. The first thing I'm going to do is get our oven started. We want it at 425 degrees today. So I'm going to get that preheating. Now that we've got that oven going, let's also get our pan ready. I'm going to take some foil and I'm actually going to get 2 sheets and I'll show you what we're going to do. I want to divide our sheet basically into 2 sections today because I want each section to be self-contained where they don't run into each other. So I'm kind of putting a little divider up here and that is going to work perfectly where we can do pork chops on one side and our sweet potatoes and apples on the other side. I'm also going to give the foil a quick spray that just ensures that everything releases off of it easily when it's cooked. All right, now let's get our pork chops ready. I'm going to take just a pinch of salt and I'm going to sprinkle over our pork chops. We don't need a lot of salt because we're going to have flavor in our rub as well, and the bacon is going to be quite salty. Now let's go ahead and make that rub. I'm going to start with 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar, and I'm going to get it packed into our cup well, and you'll see when it comes out how it holds its shape, so that's perfect. Now the measurements for the rest of the ingredients for this rub are very easy because we're going to use 1/4 of a teaspoon. So we have 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Now let's put all of our 1/4 teaspoons in. We're going in with our onion powder. Now we'll get our 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. We're going to use a little bit of parsley. Again, just 1/4 of a teaspoon. And 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper. Now let's just give that a quick little mix so that we get those seasonings just spread throughout. All right, there we go. We've got that ready. Now I'll just set it to the side. So now we're going to take that bacon and we're going to wrap our pork chops. I'm going to use 2 slices of bacon for each pork chop. That will cover it perfectly. Now you'll notice that this bacon is just the regular thin sliced bacon today. It's not the extra thick sliced bacon because we want that bacon to cook and get crispy on our pork chops. And if it's too thick, it won't do that. Okay, so let's continue to wrap that second piece around. And that is perfect. So now I'm going to go ahead and put it on our pan and continue to wrap the rest of our pork chops. Now let's take that rub that we made and let's just put it evenly between the 4 pork chops. Okay, now let's just mash it in good all over the top of each one. It's just going to give them such a good flavor. All right, that's our pork chops. Let me go wash my hands. I'll come right back. Guys, do you know that I just recently discovered that they sell frozen sweet potatoes already diced up? I've never bought them before I started working on this recipe. So I bought them one time and we made this recipe the other day. And This is only the second time I bought them. That is such an easy, quick way to have a side dish. So we're going to use these frozen diced sweet potatoes today. And then we're going to add some apples to them. And they are going to bake alongside of our pork chops. I'm going to use my little device that cuts our apples in wedges. Now, these are Gala apples today, but honestly, you can use whatever you have. Granny Smith apples always work great when you're baking them in the oven too, so that would be a good choice. But honestly, whatever you have on hand is going to be fine. So now that we've got them in slices, I'm just going to take my knife and cut them. And I'm leaving these in a little bit bigger pieces than the sweet potatoes are. And the reason I'm doing that is because they're going to cook a little bit more quickly than the sweet potatoes. So I want them to cook at about the same rate in the oven. So we're going to try to make that happen with the difference in the sizes. All right, now all in the world we're going to do to the sweet potatoes and the apples, we're going to take a little bit of olive oil and we're just going to drizzle it over them. Not too much. That's probably no more than 1 to 2 tablespoons. And then we're going to take just a little bit of salt. That's about a pinch, and I'm going to get just a touch more, maybe a pinch and a half. Not too much, but that salt's just going to help draw that flavor out, and it's going to give them a little bit more of a savory flavor than a sweet flavor. All right, and I'm just using my hands and moving this around so that everything gets coated well with that olive oil and the salt. And that is all in the world we need to do. And then try to level it out on your pan so it can bake evenly. And there we go. Now it's ready to go into the oven. Our oven is already heated up to 425 degrees. Let me pop it in and then I'll tell you why. Okay, the reason that we want to start it at such a high heat, 425 degrees, is because of those sweet potatoes. Since they are frozen, there's going to be more moisture content in them, and we want to get that out of them quickly. We do not want them to end up being mushy, and so we just want to get that moisture out quickly, and so the high heat is hopefully going to achieve that. So we're going to bake it 10 minutes with it at 425. Then I'm going to come and turn it down to 400 for another 10 minutes. And then we'll do one little thing at the end. I'll show you then. At this point, our 20 minutes is up. I did come in at 10 minutes and I turned the oven down to 400. Now I'm going to give the veggies a quick stir. And I'm just going to kind of use my spatula here and just move them around a little bit. We don't need to move everything, but there we go. Just want to kind of turn them a little bit so that be sure they're going to get done evenly. Now, everything is looking close to ready, but we want that bacon to get a little bit crispier. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it on broil. I'm going to do it on the high setting, and we're going to leave it for about 3 minutes. I'm going to keep a watch on it, and if we take it out early, I'll let you know. What do you think? Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at this. I actually left it under broil for 4 minutes instead of 3. I just wanted that bacon to get a little extra crispy. But look and see how much grease has rendered off the bacon. And that is the reason why we wanted to separate these two sides. Because if we had just put one sheet of foil down, all of this bacon grease would have run up under our veggies. And while they might have had a really good flavor, it would have also made them more steamy and mushy, and we did not want that to happen. So this prevented that. Perfect. So let's go ahead and plate some up. I'm going to get some veggies first. A little bit of our sweet potatoes and apples. There we go. That looks like a good dinner to me. Let's give it a taste. All right, let's get some of the veggies first. They are fork tender, so that is perfect. Let's see how they taste. Very good. Just very simple. There is the lightest hint of sweetness to them, but that salt gives them more of a savory flavor as well. So I really like that. Now let's try the pork chops. That cut so easily. I think that bacon helped keep them very juicy inside. All right, let's take a bite of that pork chop. Perfect. It is tender, it is juicy, and I love that combination of the spices and that rub with the brown sugar on top. Just that hint of sweetness on those. That is a really good pork chop. And the bacon, of course. Who couldn't like the bacon? Well, I'm so glad you were here today with me at Mary Catherine's table. We always love it when you come in the kitchen with us. I hope this has given you some inspiration of a great, easy meal that you can pull together in no time at all for your family. I think they'll be happy with it, and you will too. Remember to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell if you'd like notifications when we come out with new videos. And remember to go out today, find somebody who needs a little bit of kindness, and give them some of yours. And if you're interested in more one-pan cooking, we've got a video that we're going to put right down below that will come up next. We just did one with a chicken dinner, and it was so good. And then we also have a one-pot pasta. So if you're into that quick one-pot cooking, we're going to link those videos for you.